Hey guys, this is Alpha Life where I'm playing Ages 2. This is the second part of the game, and I'm basically making a video about how to beat an AI on moderate with relative ease by using the britons. They're very easy. Once you get enough archers, you can just pump them out, and really the only thing you have to watch out for as far as what the enemy can throw at you is why can't I think? Is those catapult things. So let's see. I haven't gone back to this game in a while because once the recording, once I ran out of room, I had to stop, and just a few days went by, so I kind of don't remember what I'm doing on this map or what's going on really. So, but I'm sure I can win, seeing as how I have a developed military. Um, let's see. I got some gold trade going on. I don't have any. I got enough wood guys to last me forever. I just really need to push with my. I'm gonna build more of these. Yeah. I think the annoying thing about the AI on like harder difficulties is that it's not better technically. It's just like I think it just has like more economic points or whatever. I don't know if it does it, but like naturally, or it just gets more stuff to make it seem more challenging, and it just pumps out endless units. And it attacks very early, so you have to get this really weird right blend of things. So uh, I don't know. I actually only play this game with like my friends sometimes, um, just really for fun, just to like slowly crush empires, not really to challenge myself that much. Let's see. Oh, Skype is going off again. So I think now is a good time to pack these up and move them forward. See, these things, if you don't get enough arrows into them, once it fires, it can kill a whole bunch of people, like 20 of them. It almost seems like sometimes, so be very, very careful with those. Maybe even separate squads like this to take them on, so that they're not as much of a danger. I'm gonna move these guys back here because they'll be fine there. As long as trebuchets don't get to that place, they'll be fine. One thing I noticed that seems to be not, I don't know if it's a problem or not, but something that bothers me a little bit is that when the archers fire, when they're in the same formation, like you saw right there, they all fired into that same person, which is kind of what you want until a certain point, which is, oh, fudge. That certain point comes when you have so many archers that they don't need to attack the same unit to kill it in one shot, but they all like however many of them are there, will still attack that same unit, wasting a bunch of ability, if that makes sense. Um, it seems like I would rather, after a certain point, that they would just shoot kind of randomly into units, because there's so many of them, everything's still going to die. But it seems like they focus too much on the same unit. They'll continually attack the same unit, which is good when you have 20 archers and you want to kill that knight in like one shot or whatever. But after a certain point, it gets not as good. You guys will notice. If actually, the weird thing is, I found if you put them in this formation, they won't do that. So if enemies come at them, they will select multiple enemies. It wasn't too clear here, but they will select multiple enemies to fire on instead of just all shooting at one time at one person. So let's get this catapult to attack here. Kind of hard to select these four. I know it seems like they're attacking one unit at a time, but that's only because they're attacking. There's only one unit in range, so they'll all attack that. But you guys will see if there's a lot of people attacking, they will spread it out there, fire towards multiple units, or at least it seems that way. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's kill this fancy pants building here. Don't need that. They will be in Legion Control 2. And always put them in a stand ground formation for archers. You don't really want them to be moving around without your permission. So anytime you add new units to a formation, you'll always want to make sure it's in stand ground. Even with these infantry, I prefer them because I build them initially in the beginning of the game for basic defense. But I keep them around, put them in stand ground, so it would actually be good if these were spearmen protecting the archers against horsemen, because you know, if you have spears and archers, you can take on swordsmen, but archers can never by themselves take on a huge group of cavalrymen. So as you can see right here, there'll be a pretty good defensive line for those archers just sitting there. So I think that's highly beneficial, and I would strongly encourage that if you have those troops left. Ooh, that got all the way up here. See, I'm not really worried because they'll never take enough damage for that squad to die. Actually, I'm being attacked with a lot of units here. This is almost not looking good. I'm gonna spread these guys out into a looser formation so they can select multiple units. So let's see if I can hold out here. I'm gonna need more of these guys too. And let's send them just over here just for to have random archers sitting there already. Let's see. I totally forgot about my farms. Sometimes that's a problem. I should probably control whatever them. So what is it? Control 1 or 2 or 3 them just to have that key ready so I can keep buying farms without having to worry about them running out. But again, that's a laziness thing. I could force my brain to do it and it would be successful eventually, but I just won't because I'm lazy to train myself to be that disciplined. So I'll just suffer. Let's see. Seems that I can never get enough archers. So I'm gonna have to put 2 squads here, and then I'm gonna build a 3rd squad to defend in the back because they seem to be coming from all directions, which is not good for a military. Once you have 3 full squads, you're pretty much set. Maybe I pushed out really far a little bit too early. Oops, I didn't want that. Okay. And I should probably have these monks. I usually control 4 or 5 of them to have them be the last thing I select. 4 or 5 is fine. If you have 3 or 4 squads before them, you shouldn't be able to take up all that space on the keyboard. So put them next to the archers somewhere. Is what I usually do. Okay, these will be my squad 3 and stand ground, and that's enough to hold off like basic little things that will be coming up here. Let's see. These guys are probably going to surrender pretty soon. It looks like they built out this way, but I'm going to take care of that relatively soon. No, it doesn't look like there's too big of a civilization that way, but I'm going to start attacking, sieging. It seems like I'm starting to develop a pretty good force here, and it will defend my flank here. as I push into the city. It looks like the reason that many horses came out of this spot is maybe they were building them and they walled them off or something. They weren't really available until they destroyed the wall and they all pushed through at the same time. But I'm not sure if that's what it is or something else. I was thinking maybe later I should play multiplayer games, and since they automatically get recorded, I could do commentary on them. That's an option, because I really don't like to talk and play at the same time with intense multiplayer games. I just start cursing like nonstop. I don't know why. Like when I get angry, I can't. Or when I'm like focused and irritated, I can't really commentate it on any sort of a level. So it's probably better that I play and then commentate. Unless it's a game like this where I'm just kind of showing stuff and not really focusing that much. Like a single player game that I can master or whatever. A single player experience and walk through it without really having to use my brain all that much. I'm not good at talking and using my brain. I know that sounds bad, but it's true. So let's yeah, I'm not gonna send one squad all by itself. I'm just gonna keep it here for defense. See how well this machine works here? Isn't that just beautiful? Like I said, if you want to get when I was little playing this game, I could never really figure out how to play the game. Well, I mean, there's so much stuff in Age of Empires that like overwhelms you sometimes with these strategy games, especially if you're new and you see all this bunch of stuff. It can be overwhelming to the brain, like with all the buildings and all that stuff. But I think Age of Empires is a pretty good starting game to play strategy games. If you can play this game, you have the basics in your brain to play, StarCraft and Warcraft and all your other strategy games, and it will help you sort of help you understand other strategy games and learn them quicker. Like a game that I recently started playing that is not like Age of Empires almost at all is Sins of a Solar Empire that my friend introduced me to, and it's a great game. But probably if I wasn't, if I didn't play strategy games before for so long, it seemed so initially overwhelming and impossible to play that game. But once you get it, it's super easy. So I would say don't be intimidated and just play on easy, like a game like this, and don't worry about losing. Just keep playing until you get good or decent, and then you can move on to other strategy games. Because like I can just imagine if all I've ever done is play like Call of Duty or something, this would seem intimidating, and I think strategy game communities come off as like really techy or like technical and almost not fun. I don't know, but it is once you play it a lot, and it's not that mentally challenging or hard. It's you know um, it's just about knowing how to play it, I guess. So I'm gonna build more troops here. I should probably buy more gold. I have a bunch of resources. Oops, let's buy that. Let's see if I have not. Okay, I'm just gonna buy that. Buy some more gold. It looks like I have a military force that's going to be able to push. Oops, accidentally controlled that squad. That's bad if you don't have the proper thing selected. So yeah, looks like we're moving right along here. It looks like we've become a well-oiled war machine that's going to be able to push through. It is sad that the computer never really, once you take on that initial wave of an enemy AI, it tends to, after that, just send these like squads that get slaughtered really quickly, and it doesn't do it really well anyway. I guess it kind of uses the units that would be good against the units that you're using. It seems to be using catapults, against my archers, which could easily take out a bunch of them. And then there's other factors. See, I mean, it kind of seems like it's doing the right thing, sort of, but not really well, and it doesn't build up enough units to really have an impact. So once you get your military rolling across, other people's lands, it seems to be like you can just kind of kill everyone off. So, that's the not fun part of single player is once you master the AI and you understand what it's going to do every time. Um, but multiplayer games obviously don't have that problem because players develop as you beat them, or if you beat them, or if you lose, you develop. But the not fun part is that when you play a lot, like I used to play a lot of StarCraft, it gets to a point where um, it stops being fun. Um, but to get any better, you would have to to get like a few percentage points better at the game. You would have to get so much. You would have to put so much more hours into it that it doesn't really seem fun or purposeful at that point. And I don't think that unless you're going to be a professional gamer, there's really any purpose at playing a game that you no longer enjoy. That's my opinion. Obviously, it's good to be good at stuff, and you can impress your friends and be like the top leaderboard or whatever kind of a person, and be able to dominate them relatively consistent with relative consistency. But it stops being fun, and I never take it beyond that point, or try not to. So I just try to enjoy video games. I don't force myself beyond a non-fun point. Whoa, whoa, buddy. There's no way to kill my ally here, so. See, sometimes they'll do a little counterattacks like that, and that's kind of impressive. Let's see, let's put these guys in stand ground, because I really get irritated when they walk out of formation. That does not please me. Ooh. Luckily it fired at that monk and not me. And it looks like I can actually block off this passageway too, by moving my troops through here. And that would be good. And then that enemy can't come through here anymore to my land. It looks like, what is this? Carly, and I think that's this guy, Caroli. It looks like that first player is out, and so I'm going to continue to push, and push. And then I'm going to have them, since I split two ways here, I like to send, I like to split my forces, actually. I know they say don't split your forces in military, but I do. Seeing as how they have infantry to defend them, they'll be able to stand and defend this little area, because I really don't like to outflank, be outflanked. So I'm going to push with squad 4, 3, and 2 this way and leave squad 1 there and bring the monks with these damaged troops so they can get healed up. Alright, let's see. Wow. Looks like we're having quite a bit of people. Actually, I think I just built the wrong thing. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured I'd have a bunch of idle peasants by now. Oops, Fraps is giving me a little bit of a frame rate issue. Because I don't have a lot of memory on my computer, I need to... if anyone knows, I would actually like to get an answer for a certain question. If you get an external hard drive, can you record onto the external hard drive from while you're recording? Because I can buy like on eBay or something like 1 terabyte of space for like $60 with a 3.0 USB. But I'm just wondering if you can not just store files on it, but record onto it, because that would make it really easy for me to manage everything. Let's see, it was my trebuchets. So if anyone knows the answer to that, that would be awesome, because I don't want to buy an external hard drive and then find out that it doesn't. You can't record it straight onto it. You probably can't. I'm guessing you can't, but that would be amazing if you could, and not have to. I really just don't want to take my computer apart. Although I have friends that can do it, and actually I could probably do it if I just did a little bit of research, but like I said, I'm not going to. I just don't want to take this computer apart, really. And I bet there's people going like it's really easy, but I just not going to. Okay. Oh! Wow. I couldn't figure out which squad that was. That's bad. A few archers were going to die there. But then again, the AI has a difficulty of selecting which units it wants to attack with, so... Yeah, they're all on fire, but it doesn't really matter. I have enough money to replace all that anyway. Boom. And didn't notice that either. That's not good. A bunch of people died there. Wow. A lot of not good just happened there. So I'm gonna regroup these guys with those guys and keep these guys close with these guys. And build a bunch more archers. I'm gonna control 8 this squad of castles so I can consistently build troops and send them out here. That way I have a constant supply of archers, seeing as how I have tended to lose them so far.